Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn how to configure call logging in Inform Voice. Customers generally want to know who is calling what external numbers, for how long are they talking. They want to know about calls received by the company, the caller IDs, the extension numbers reached, the time the customers talk with the internal users for a variety of reasons. This report is usually known as call detail report or a station message detail report. Inform Voice just calls it call logging. There are several ways for Inform Voice to output that call report information. I will show you the different methods. The first one is an integrated reporting utility that Inform Voice has, which can be accessed using the Tools menu in the Inform Voice Administrator and going to the View Reports item here. The other way to reach that same application is through the Start menu and Inform Voice Reports Plus. The reporting capabilities of this utility are actually a little limited. There are not that many reports, as you can see. You can sort the reports by different items. By default, you can see only the last hour or last 24 hours. If you want to filter more, you can use filters that specify different fields and different conditions and allow you to uh, report for a longer period of time instead of just 24 hours. But we can still take a look at what this report looks like. And you can see I made one test call before recording this video. So this is a station-to-station call. There are 4-digit extensions and a 4-digit number as the receiver of the call. We can see the name of the user making or receiving the call. We can see the call ID information, which is the identifier that IInform Voice uses, and we can debug calls in log files provided by Inform Voice. There is, of course, the time the call starts, the duration, and if the call is incoming, we can see the ringing duration, we can see a type of calls, is direct, transferred, etc. There is also information regarding the call recording capabilities of Inform Voice. If a section of the call has been recorded, we can have a link to the file that was stored. And also, there is an item about call quality because Inform Voice can detect calls with low quality and can flag them in the report. So this is pretty much what the embedded reporting tool has. If that's not enough for the customer can use its own billing software or a billing software that you can sell them. In this case, the billing software has to retrieve the raw information from Inform Voice and then save it and do its own reporting. So how can that application receive the information from Inform Voice? We can go to the General tab and double click or go to the system properties by right click, and we can go to a call logger tab within the system properties. You will see that the call logger is enabled. So it's able to store information in its database, but we need to define how is this information being transmitted to the client application. One way is to use NEC's protocol that's called SMDR over IP. The protocol works pretty much in a poll fashion. The client polls the server, in this case Inform Voice, and if there is a new record, Inform Voice can transmit that record to the client. Inform Voice is able to mimic that protocol using exactly the same parameters as the original NEC protocol, using TCP port 60010. It can assign a different parity, but odd parity is kind of the default that NEC always used. And Inform Voice can use the SV format for an SV 9500 PBX record, or it can use its own native format called the IFV format. The way the protocol is the same, but the contents of the record will be slightly different. So if we want to use that method, we only need to enable the client to be connected to Inform Voice. So we need to tell Inform Voice to accept connections from up to 4 clients, which was what NEC always supported. In this case, the IP address I entered is the IP address of this Windows computer I'm working with, because I have a tool installed here to show you how this works. So let's apply it, and let me run a testing tool to show you how Inform Voice is sending those messages. I already entered the IP address information of Inform Voice, which will be the server. And I specify within the application how often we poll Inform Voice for new records. So I'm saying I want to poll every 4 seconds. So I will connect to Inform Voice, and I will tell Inform Voice to give me whatever it has as records. As you can see, the buffer is empty, so it's polling every 4 seconds, and Inform Voice says that there's nothing there. So let's make a call to create a record for
Welcome to the music store. Our operating hours are from Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Goodbye.
Now you saw that as soon as the call finished, and on the next poll, Inform Voice sent a record. This record has the NEC format of the SV 9500 with a KM type record. We can also show this information in a different way because the tool allows me to do it. But the purpose is pretty much to show you that Inform Voice is able to send the information as if it was a 9500, and any billing software that's already meant to handle NEC SV9500 is able to understand this information and process it. Now, the second way to make inform voice output information would be to do it through UDP. So we go back to the system properties, we go to the call logger, and here you have a different way to send information, which is by UDP. We select a port number and we select a destination IP address, and inform voice just dumps the records there. Mm. It doesn't matter if they are listening or not because it's UDP. Mm. That would be a second way. Mm. The third way is to use files. Mm. Make inform voice store the call record information in files and then grab the files from the server and analyze them in a different place. Mm. That feature is not enabled by default, so we will enable it. In order to do it, we need to go to the system initialization settings, and we will add an item called call log enable SCL files. As you can see, it's disabled. We will enable. So once we enable the information here, the inform voice won't create a file yet because first we need to restart the call logger process for call logger to read the new information. So I will do it. I will access the Ubuntu server. I already had the terminal application up, so I will change the directory and go to /opt/IFV, and then I can run the IFV application, and let's see what it says. You can see I can start, stop, and restart, and one of the processes is the call logger process. So I will run IFV, restart call logger. Good. Once I did that, now let me see what happens. So let me call 5003.
Welcome to the music store. Our operating hours are from Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Goodbye.
Great. Now let's see where did Inform Voice store the call record information. So I need to get to the Ubuntu share. I go to the spherical share and I will go to a folder called logs. And here you will see a file named with the date because the system creates one file per day. And if we open it up, you will see that there is only one call because it was the last one we made. And it's being output with the native format of Inform Voice. So you need to refer to the manual to see the specific format in which position the different fields are. So you can see, for example, the 2002 over here, the 5003 over here. We can see the name. We can even see a call ID over here. So the information is there, it's just in a different format. Finally, I have just one comment regarding the number of days that this information is being saved by Enforvoice, which is this number you will see here, where the system will purge the log after 30 days. So when those 30 days are reached, then the information in the database is purged for records older than 30 days. The SCL files that have been created will be purged. So if for whatever reason you need to save the information for a longer period of time, you need to increase this value. This value can be increased up to 1 year, 365 days. Um, this time is also related to call recording because call recording is related to logs. So if you implement call recording, and there is a separate video for that, remember that this time is also involved in how long are the recordings kept in the Inform Voice server. So if for whatever reason you need to keep them longer, you need to pull them from the original uh, folder where they are stored. So in summary, we learned the different ways that Inform Voice is able to give us call reporting information. I thank you, and I see you in the next video.